New at 6, a school police officer is under investigation for lying, threats, and a cover-up. Gets to keep his job because of a minor notification oversight by the Clark County School District.
Contact 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has been on this case since last summer.
Detective Christopher Klemp headed up the school police internal affairs division until he himself became the target of an internal affairs investigation. Inside sources tell Contact 13 that all charges against Klemp were substantiated, but he filed a grievance and won, meaning the district has no choice but to keep a disgraced officer on the force. A union contract says the district has to keep officers in the loop every 30 days during an extended investigation. Internal records obtained by Contact 13 show they were making regular notifications when things took longer than expected, but district officials made their final notification 3 days late. As a result, Associate Superintendent Edward Goldman effectively threw out the entire investigation. Though Klemp was removed from his position in internal affairs, he will be allowed to keep his job. He's currently a campus officer at Peterson Behavior School. As Contact 13 first exposed in June, Detective Klemp disclosed confidential information about ongoing internal affairs investigations, told another officer to lie about the source of that information, and threatened to come after him if he spoke the truth about it in the future. All of that was caught on an undercover recording made by a former school cop who filed a complaint against Klemp with the district attorney.
And if something happens and I got an IE, if you say anything about this, I'm going to call you mother on the record.
I know.
And I'll come at you like a whirlwind because I got to protect myself.
The DA called Klemp's conduct highly concerning, especially how he so callously and repeatedly stated he would lie under oath. The DA's office said Klemp's statements are more than inappropriate and should not go without review and subsequent punishment. Christopher Klemp did not return our call for comment. The district says Klemp is working as assigned by the CCSD Police Department, and they can't say more because everything else is part of his confidential personnel record. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Update: Head of Las Vegas School Police Internal Affairs keeps job in spite of guilt due to minor notification oversight. Last June, I posted about the case in which the head of Internal Affairs for the Clark County School District Police Department being investigated. In short, Detective Christopher Klemp, the guy in charge of investigating school cops in Las Vegas when they've been accused of misconduct, was himself being investigated for threatening other officers and suppressing evidence in order to influence investigations he had taken part in. Part of that investigation included audio recordings of phone calls between Detective Klemp and one of the lieutenants in the department in which he implicated himself and discussing open cases, which is itself prohibited. Not surprisingly, with evidence like that, the result of that investigation was that all of the charges against Klemp were upheld. However, Klemp filed a grievance through the Las Vegas Police Union. That grievance was based on a clause in the union's contract that the school district has to keep officers informed every 30 days during active investigations. Instead, the district notified Klemp of the final results of their investigation 33 days after their last notification. So, as a result, Kemp's only punishment is to be removed as the head of Internal Affairs. He'll still be working as a police officer for a local school. Via KTNV 13 News, the local ABC affiliate. Internal records obtained by Contact 13 show they were making regular notifications when things took longer than expected. But CCSD officials made their final notification 3 days late. So Associate Superintendent Edward Goldman effectively threw out the entire investigation. Though Klemp was removed from his position in internal affairs, he'll be allowed to keep his job. He's currently a campus officer at Peterson Behavior School. As Contact 13 first exposed in June, Detective Klemp disclosed confidential information about ongoing internal affairs investigations, told another officer to lie about the source of that information and threatened to come after him if he spoke the truth about it in the future. All that was caught on an undercover recording made by a former school cop who filed a complaint against Klemp with the district attorney. On the recording, Klemp can be heard saying, "And if something happens and I got to IAU, if you say anything about this I'm going to call you a motherfucking liar. And I'll come at you like a whirlwind because I gotta protect myself." In a letter, the DA called Klemp's conduct highly concerning, especially how he so callously and repeatedly stated he would lie under oath. The letter goes on to say that Klemp's statements are more than inappropriate and should not go without review and subsequent punishment. Klemp did not return our call for comment. A CCSD spokesperson says Klemp is working as assigned by the CCSD Police Department, and they can't say more because everything else is part of his confidential personnel record. So, while the DA claims that Detective Klemp's actions should not go without punishment, that's exactly what will happen. I'm not entirely sure if it's ironic or really appropriate that his new assignment is at a school for kids that have been expelled from regular schools for behavior issues. In fact, based the past behavior of Las Vegas area school cops, Kemp is probably due a hefty promotion. BTW, I'd like to think this was an unintentional oversight, but the fact that Metro waited until Jesus Arevalo had submitted and gotten approved for disability, based on stress from being criticized for murdering Stanley Gibson, before firing him 2 weeks later, just tends to make me a bit skeptical of the motives of Las Vegas police departments in these type of situations.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.